Hi everyone, welcome to rachelpichleryoga. My name is Rachel. Today our lower body flexibility yoga practice is going to use the wall. So find a little bit of space around where your home, wherever you happen to be right now, that has a little bit of open wall space. You're also going to need a little cushion, a little something to go under your knees for one of the poses that we're going to do. So I grabbed a towel. I think that is everything. Now just subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. So let's begin today with our legs up the wall. So you can move your towel, whatever soft cushion you have, off to the side. We're gonna swing our legs up the wall here. And if you don't have a wall, you could also use a couch or a bed. Something that can hold your legs up in the air so that you don't have to put so much effort into it. And then just rest your arms out nice and wide, flip your palms to face up. Closing your eyes, I'm already starting to relax. We spend so much time with our head above our feet, with our body weight on our feet, that we just need to give them a nice break. So just feel all of the weight coming out of the toes, the balls of the feet. Maybe even spread your toes nice and wide, and then relax them. The weight is falling out of the ankles, the heels. And we'll notice the legs. Maybe getting a little bit lighter. They might also feel like they're kind of heavy, pushing into the wall. But as we stay here for a few breaths, you might notice that they start to feel a little bit lighter, or a lot lighter. And if you have the space to do so, you could actually bring your feet out wider, maybe really wide, getting a nice inner leg stretch. Or just keep your legs together. And we'll just stay here for another few moments. Maybe the feet want to slide out just a little wider. Maybe your legs are still together. Just notice if the feet are feeling a little bit lighter. Even the calves, the shins, your knees. And if you did, let your legs fall out wide. Let's slowly start to bring them back together, all the way back up the wall. Just taking a moment here, maybe wiggling the toes again. Just feel the lightness and the coolness that's flowing through your legs. And then just start to move your left foot and rest it on top of your right quad. Sending that left knee out to the side, getting into that glute. If you need a little more, just bend that right leg and gently push your foot into the wall. Think about keeping the low back, the tailbone connected to the ground. Nice job, you guys. Sending that right leg back up the wall. If you did bend it, let's uncross our legs. Again, notice any cool sensations running through that left side, maybe a little bit more than the right. And then we'll switch. So that right foot's going to rest on that left quad. Option to bend that left leg if you need a little more. And just think about your low back for a moment. Usually the stretch gets a lot deeper when that tailbone's touching the ground and you don't have to lower that left foot as much. And taking another breath on this side. And then gently straightening the left leg, uncross the right, send them both up the wall. Just a moment here. Awesome, you guys. All right, we're going to start to make our way off of the wall. So just let your legs kind of fall down to one side or walk them down to one side, nice and gentle, nice and slow. And then you can lift yourself all the way up. So we're just going to set up this next one here. So you're going to need, I want you on a soft surface for your knees. So I'm on a pretty soft surface already, so I don't really need to add a towel, but I'm going to add a towel just to show you guys. So some people have thicker foamy cushions or a towel folded over a few times. Again, anything soft that you can put under your knee will thank you. So we're going to come into a lunge here. And actually, I want to start with the left knee on that towel. So we're going to, the shin's going to come up the wall, the toes are pointing up the wall, and your left knee is really close to the wall. So before we start to send our hips back towards the wall, I actually want your hips to be forwards. Okay, so you can stay on this right shin, Thinking about sending the hips forward, so maybe you can feel stretch your quad through your left hip flexor. Some of you might need a little bit more, and we're actually going to come onto that right foot. So we're going to come off of that right shin and onto that right foot. And so yes, you're going to want to, the tendency is to send the hips back towards the wall, but I don't want you to do that. I actually want you to send your hips forwards, like you're in a lunge, but your shin is lifted, your foot is lifted, and you should feel that through that left quad and that left hip flexor. Nice, you guys. So we're just sending those hips forwards because in a moment, we're going to send them back towards the wall. And that's usually how I do this. But this one feels pretty darn good too. Nice job, you guys. All right, so some people might be staying here. We're all different. We all have different bodies. So if your hips don't want to come back towards the wall, you can stay exactly as you are. I'm actually going to slide my right foot in a little bit more. You always have the option to come back down onto the shin. So the foot is a little bit more intense than having that right shin down. And this time we're going to send the hips back towards the wall and lift the chest if you want even more. Nice, you guys. So don't let that heel get caught behind your glute. You can have it to the side of your glutes, so maybe your hips can come all the way towards the wall, feeling this, again, through the hip flexor and through the quad. If you feel like you need to adjust that front foot, adjust it, find your nice, balanced, strong place to be, and then relax. It's been a little while since I've done this one. I love it. It's a really great quad stretch. Nice work, you guys. Okay, let's take another breath. And then one more. And then you can start to come back and shimmy yourself away from the wall any amount. If you need to sit on your heels or take a downward facing dog, really anything. If you need to shake it out, shake it out. I'm just going to sit here for a second. Feel, again, the coolness running through the quad, even through the knee. It feels pretty good now. Nice job, you guys. Okay, we've only got 2 legs, so we can switch sides. I know some of you out there probably like, ouch, this one really, really feels like something. So, again, if you don't worry about going too far in this, stay on that left shin, bring that foot up the wall, stay here if you feel it. You don't have to go further than this. Again, for the first few moments, our hips are not trying to go towards the wall. They're just trying to stay out a little bit. And bring my left foot down. Now I've found that hip flexor. Yes. And just gently encouraging those hips forwards like we're lunging. And relaxing and softening all at the same time. Nice job, you guys. If you prefer this position, maybe you want to stay, or maybe you want to start to send the hips back towards the wall. Maybe lift the chest, maybe not. And just letting the shoulders, if they're creeping up towards your ears, let them fall back down. Nice job, you guys. Okay, slowly, gracefully, gently Find your way away from the wall. Take your time. We are done with this little cushion, this little towel. If you were using something, so you can move it off to the side. And then I want you to lay down. So I have my mat parallel to the wall right now. Some people put it perpendicular to the wall first, but if you want to turn it parallel, we're going to lay down and we're going to place our foot on the wall. So we're trying to stretch our inner leg here. So lay on down, doesn't matter which way you're facing. You can start by pulling your knee, the one that's closest to the wall, towards your chest, and then let it fall out to the side. And then see if you can start to lift your foot and just rest your foot on the wall. Okay, so the wall is just kind of keeping our leg in place, feeling this nice inner leg stretch. So some people might have a straight leg. Some people have a bend in the knee. We've done this before with a strap and just holding the foot, letting it fall to the side and holding it lifted into the air. But now we're using the wall as a nice little place to rest that foot. So if you need more, just keep moving your foot up the wall towards the top of your mat, like you want to do the splits. And they get that awesome hamstring stretch, that inner leg stretch, the calf. Wherever you're nice and tight today, you're going to feel this one. Maybe even into that left hip if you're lucky. Awesome work, you guys. Take another breath. And then gently start to bend the knee. Let the foot come away from the wall. Pull your knee towards your chest. Give it a nice little hug. And then you can let that leg go out long. Take a second again. Notice how that leg is feeling, the one that was up against the wall. If you're like me and you've only got a wall on one side, we're going to have to turn around to do the other side. So spin around, lay on down, and start to pull your other leg in. Again, the foot that is closest to the wall, the leg that's closest to the wall, you can let that foot fall out to the side as gracefully as you're able to just rest your foot up on the wall. So you can kind of play around with the distance. If you're really close to the wall, your foot might be a little higher. If you're away from the wall, your foot might be lower, and you might feel a stretch more in one of those two places. So don't be afraid to just kind of experiment. And once you're feeling a nice stretch, close your eyes. Take a few breaths. Awesome work, you guys. Gently let the foot, the leg come away from the wall. Hug that knee back in. And then start to let it go. So you can straighten your legs and spread them wide, or you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees come out wide if you want to get into your hips just a little bit more. And either resting your arms at your sides with your palms facing up, or maybe one hand on your tummy and the other on your heart. And as always, I encourage you guys to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you have time for. Maybe that's 10 breaths or 10 minutes. Just be mindful with your movements for the rest of the day. And until we meet again, namaste.